Hey guys, Hey Dragon here, back with yet another Hunter x Hunter video. And today's video is rather quite interesting. I have a theory for you all. We know that both Hisoka and Chrollo are retrospectively trying to kill each other. And from what we've seen from chapter 405 and 406, Chrollo has a plan. Now, what is this plan? I think there is a possibility I figured it out. So just hear me out real quick. We saw that Chrollo in both chapters 405 and 406 is looking for someone, and later on we see that he is actually trying to steal the 3 royal treasures of Kakin so that he can upgrade his skill hunter bandit secrets. This is one of the 3 conditions he needs to make him more powerful. We also saw that he is willing to die and sacrifice his life. He's been in a state of absolute shock and depression. Chrollo has lost the people he cares the most about. By far, the true troop members he was closest to are Pakinoda and Uvagin, and they both died. And my guess is that Shalnok would have most likely been the third. He had a very special connection to Shalnok, as Shalnok is very rational and had a lot of parallels to himself. And all the troop members talk about how Chrollo has been struggling. He can't seem to handle this loss. He's been in a state worse than they've ever seen him before. He's been really hurting, as they say, and they're trying to kill Hisoka off before he gets to him. Now, Chrollo has actually made the announcement that after this has been completed, the Phantom Troop are no more. They'll be disbanded after this mission. And it all seems very conclusive and final. And in that moment where we see the ambition, the raw bloodlust in his eyes as we get this manga panel of him. I'll put it on screen now, but it's absolutely indicative of what his thought process is. He is ready to die. And we even see the foreshadowings of the blood on the manga panels, just like we did with Netero as he was facing off against Meruem. Now, what is he planning to do, to get straight into it? Well, I believe that this all has to do with the abilities Sun and Moon. This was what he initially used to take Hisoka out, and I believe that if he can make him more powerful, he can finish off Hisoka for good. Now, the problem is, Hisoka, if given even a moment's prep time, can give his Nen, which now, with post-mortem, is way more powerful than before. He can give it instructions to restart his body. Well, if he can upgrade it through the skill hunters, he can make it so that he needs less of a time to hold on to you. Because that's the setback, is that he needs, for a deadly explosion, to have a bit of time to hold on to Hisoka to make the explosion of the marks greater. Now, if he can upgrade this and have it be in an instant, it would change absolutely everything. But Hisoka still, when he sees the attack coming, can prep himself for it. The counter to this is a strategy which is absolutely bonkers and insane. I believe that Chrollo is going to suicide bomb himself to take out Hisoka. Now, we all know that Hisoka, his greatest strength is his bungee gun. It's probably the most versatile and the most useful combat hatsu in the verse. It allows him to be effective at practically any range. So Hisoka's bungee gun will surely at some point be attached to Chrollo, as when he attaches his bungee gun onto you, as we saw in this fight with Gon, you really can't hide anywhere, and he's always got an ability to track you. And we saw that with the Chrollo fight, he was always trying to get Chrollo with his bungee gun. I believe that Chrollo will let himself get hit with the bungee gun, and then through the bungee gun, he will suicide bomb himself, connect it to the bungee gun, and get it through the bungee gun to kill Hisoka at the same time. Either that, or he's going to wait for Hisoka to come onto him, and he's going to mark himself and Hisoka and blow them both up. This makes the most sense to me, as Chrollo is someone that's lost purpose. He doesn't know who he is, and his sole reason for living right now is to kill Hisoka. I also believe that there's no other way to take out someone that's constantly growing in power as Hisoka. Hisoka has had quite the substantial boost post-mortem, where not only does he have a different mentality and he's got new abilities, but he's also got quite a substantial boost in his aura display and aura intensity. Now, for Chrollo to be successful, he needs to get Hisoka to feel confidence. Hisoka right now is in a situation where he knows that he is vulnerable to Chrollo. That's why he's been taking out the troop members when they haven't been noticing. He had a sneak attack on Kotopi and on Shalnock, and I think that Chrollo is going to deliberately let himself be put in a vulnerable position to take out Hisoka. So what does this mean for the narrative, right? If this happens and both of the main cast die, that's quite a substantial event. I think that this is all leading up to Tsurayunik taking the place of the Phantom Troop and Hisoka and being the main antagonist for Kurapika. And then afterwards for Gon and Killua, I believe that Gyro will be established as such. And for the other characters like Jing, of course Pariston, whenever they do arrive in the equation, I think that King Nasubi has been seen to be someone that's got a lot of mystery. We still don't know how he won the succession contest back in his day. And we've also got the ever so mysterious Dawn Freaks, who's in the Dark Continent currently taking notes of everything. So the story doesn't really need Chrollo and Hisoka, even though they're two of the best characters in the verse. Now, another possibility is that this Nen user that Chrollo is searching for has a Nen ability that can seal people. Because of course, if you can't kill off Hisoka since he can just revive himself, and you can't put him in a position where he doesn't have enough time to react. Because of course, putting him in that position will mean sacrificing your own life, because that's the only way to get to Hisoka is to sacrifice yourself. Because Hisoka and Chrollo, no matter how much stronger Chrollo gets, they've always been sort of relative. There's never going to be a time where one absolutely blows the other out the window. So Morena, she made this very interesting point when she was talking to Borskin. She was talking about just how many specialists were on the Black Whale 1. Now, this was great world building, of course, and it was, great setup, but that was a very interesting piece of exposition. And Togashi likes to put different plot threads and to put the pieces of the puzzle together. So I think it's very intriguing, and it could be the case that one of these specialists has an ability that could be useful to Chrollo. Now, a sealing Nen, which is able to get someone of the caliber of Hisoka, that would definitely need to be a specialist. So I think that that's the other possibility, is that Chrollo can maybe find a way to seal Hisoka and maybe seal himself with it, or he can have some conditional Nen that he can use through Skill Hunter to enhance the rule sets. But other than those three possibilities, it's also the case that Chrollo might just plan on using the troop to take him out with Hisoka. Just a very similar strategy that Zeno and Silver were applying. Now, Chrollo doesn't underestimate Hisoka. Chrollo really rates Hisoka. If we see in the first fight in Heaven's Arena, Chrollo didn't immediately go after Hisoka when he got his Nen back. He planned, he prepared. There's a big theory that lots of people think he cheated in that first fight. But whatever the case is, he is someone that is very prudent and that would never underestimate an opponent. Considering that Chrollo is aware of post-mortem Nen, as is the Phantom Troop. They were the ones that initially told us about the concept of it. If we all remember at the start of Greed Island, when they were there about to, vote for who can get, the auctioning for the game, they were saying that they can't go after Kurapika in case his chains will have a post-mortem ability that will keep Chrollo trapped forever, as they're trying to find someone that can, a Nen exorcist that can extract it, and they didn't want it to get more potent before they were able to. So this concept has already been established, and I believe that this could be an avenue that Togashi takes. But my theory, and what I think is most likely to happen, is Chrollo enhancing his sun and moon and using himself as a proxy to take out Hisoka through his bungee gun. That would make the most sense because he'll use Hisoka's strength and turn it into his weakness. Hisoka is someone that really has a lot of self-belief. No matter what you think about Hisoka, he always thinks he's gonna win a fight. Even in the last moments against Chrollo, he was thinking about how he can revive himself to live to fight another day. So I think that trait of Hisoka is something that Chrollo will use against him. And in the end, Chrollo doesn't really care anymore. He's done his job with the spider, they're about to disband, and they've had the glory. They've had all this time together, from when he was a little boy all the way to now, where they're all established criminals and they're all very competent nen users. Really, Chrollo says it himself. The spider doesn't need its head. If ever the Phantom Troop needed to band together again, they can do that without him. His life mission has been complete, and it's been complete for a very long time. Since he doesn't have that original Chrollo, that original sense of self that when he was young, he wanted to be this really fun person that had these big dreams, his life and his mission became solely about the Phantom Troop. And as they've become a group that were very feared amongst the land, you could argue that his life mission and his purpose was over the moment that they massacred the Kurta clan. So yeah, I think that this is how it all goes down. And I believe that it'll be fascinating either way. This is the most hyped rematch ever in anything. And I can't wait to see what happens. Because they're both plotting and they're both absolutely ready. I think that they'll both be absolutely different combatants than in their first fights. So please let me know, who do you think will win, Hisoka and Chrollo? What do you think of this theory? Do you have any of your own? And yes, if you love Hunter x Hunter, I do videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. So yeah, if you love Hunter x Hunter as much as I do, want to see some character analysis videos, want to see some theories just like this, reviews, just versus battles, anything Hunter x Hunter, please make sure to subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. I appreciate you all. I wish you all an incredible day, and I'm so appreciative of all your supports. This was Hisoka. Peace out.
戻らないと言って目指した